Okay, good morning again. We just want to talk a little bit this morning about implementation. One student asked me, "Sir, I don't understand it." So I will do a short video again this morning on implementation. What is implementation? Well, in real life, we do it all the time. If you plan to make a cake, let's go back to a cake analogy, right? You just don't get up one morning and start making cake, right? Well, maybe you do that, but that's not how you're supposed to do it, right? When you bake your cake, you may have your recipe and so on. But remember, there's some things you need. First of all, you need to decide what day you're going to bake your cake. What day? Is it Monday or Tuesday? I mean, some people just get up and say, I mean, I do it. I just get up in the morning and say, I feel like eating bake. And I start eating bake. But that's because I custom making bakes, right? But if you're now putting in a strategy to make a bake, you will sit down and plan, right? You will say, well, Tuesday morning, I'm going to get up early at 8 o'clock, make my bake. You're going to say, to make that bake, I will need my baking pan, I need my oven, I will need all my ingredients, I need my wife to help me, I will need all of this stuff. And then you're going to say, then, after I have all of that, I will start baking my cake. That's your implementation plan. Implement means to put into action something that you plan to do. So if you have a class and you have this wonderful lesson plan that you're going to do, then you need to have an implementation plan. And we have just touched on about 5 basic things that you need in your implementation. 1, 2, 3, yeah, about 5 or 6, right? So the first thing you need for an implementation plan is a time schedule. So for your implementation plan, do a schedule. It's like a timetable. When will you teach this class? And you just have to write that down on a piece of paper and put it in your plan, in your project. Just like the table I have. You do a time schedule, and in that schedule, you should have in it some date, some time, where you're going to use it. You see, I have things like milestones. It doesn't need all of that. If you're doing a big project that would run over 3 months, then you're going to have milestones, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But you're doing one class, so you don't have milestones. At the end of the class, you're really finished. So all we need for this year is a timetable and a schedule that says when you will run the class, what day, what time, how long. That's your implementation plan, and you're going to follow it. The second thing you need to do is to talk about the human resources. That is, what resources will you need to conduct the course? You can't turn up on Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and suddenly realize you don't have a lab assistant, you don't have a teaching assistant, the messenger didn't come, the technician is not around, the administrative person to give you the timetable or the material or whatever you need. No, you have to plan for that. So you have to say, what human resources will you need to teach the course? You write that down too. If it's one teacher, say that. If it's 2 teachers, say that. If it's a teacher and a teacher assistant, say that. If you need a lab assistant, say that. If you need some technical support, say that. But write that down. That is your implementation plan. The third thing you're going to need is the materials. Now, this is nothing new. You have already discussed your material. Go back to your context. Go back under instructional context. You will see that under instructional context, you have outlined some material that you would need. You need notebook, you need pens, you need paper, you need writing pads, you need coloring, you need ink, you need all those materials. Put that down in your implementation plan. The reason why you're doing that is to make sure that come Tuesday morning, Friday morning, that big bright day that you've been waiting for, you want to make sure that you have the material that you need. Right? So that's the materials. Write that down. Right? Technology. All the technological resources you need. Do you need internet access? Yes. Do you need computers? Yes. All the technology that you need. Do you need overhead projectors? Write that down. Do you need an Elmo? That's a hard copy projector. Write that down. That comes under educational resources. Support. What kind of support do you need to run your course? Or your one-man show, you run your course all by yourself. All obvious support resources that you need must be written down. So these are the 6 things you need to identify for your implementation. You need a time schedule, you need a human resource, you need the materials, you need the technology, you need educational resource, you need support resources. You write that down, put it in point form, all the things that you need, bulleted point forms, all the things that you need. Keep that as your plan, because now you're not actually teaching the course in this program. But if you were to teach the course in this program, you'll refer to this implementation plan and hope that everything is in place. Basically, that's what implementation is all about. This video is over. Follow it, and you have completed an implementation plan. Take care. Enjoy yourself.